Hey, hey, friends. Welcome to our final campfire. This is day 3 of Crafting for Profit Camp, holiday edition. And Angie and I are excited here to sort of debrief, tell us what you liked, tell us what we could do differently. We're just here to chat for a little bit and get a sense of how you felt during camp.
Yeah, we would love to know how you liked this camp, specifically like any classes you liked, or if you liked the more, it was a little bit more focused on craft fairs, holiday markets, making money during the holidays. So, did you like the focus of it? It's a smaller camp, but an intense focus, or do you like our bigger camps better? We were just experimenting here for this one and would love your feedback as well during this live. Or if you're watching the replay, feel free to leave us comments and we will catch those as we can and collect all that feedback.
And if you don't want to leave your feedback publicly, which is totally fine, you can also email us at help@craftingforprofitcamp.com. Or if you've had any issues, you can email us there and our team can take care of it and get any messages that you have specifically for us to us. All right.
Someone already said they liked our legal session. So that is our least favorite session to film, but I feel like it went over really, really well. So we are so happy you enjoyed it.
It's a lot to think about. And I think there's always stuff we just don't want to think about. And it's good to think about those things. So I'm glad you found the class helpful because it is important. It's important to collect sales tax. It's important to make sure that if the place, requires some insurance, you have it or all those sorts of things.
Yeah, we had tons of sales tax questions in the group during camp and happy to see those because that means people are thinking about it, which is very, very important. And our goal basically with that class is just to get you thinking about the things you should do, not to give advice on what
Right.
should happen or not happen, but just to get you thinking about each of those things.
I did leave, if you're in the Facebook group, we had some questions specifically around sales tax nexus, which I'm going to start here by saying, don't worry about it unless you're got a big shop. So, but I did kind of do like a quick rundown of what you might need to know in the Facebook group. But if you have not made 200 sales or $100,000 worth of sales in another state, you don't even have to worry about it. So just take it off your mind. Don't be afraid of it. It takes a lot to get like a lot of sales in another state. So
yeah, just worry about your own state right now. Like you're starting out, your shop's not very big, worry about your own state. And if you're selling on Etsy, the best part about selling on Etsy, the fees are the worst part, but the best part is you don't have to worry about any of that. They do all that hard work for you.
Yeah, they will collect sales tax for every state and remit it to every state because they, as a marketplace, are big enough that they are selling enough products to every single state. So they collect and remit sales tax to every single state. And it doesn't come out of your pocket. The buyer does it, they remit it. It's beautiful.
And someone said they can't handle a craft fair, but liked the pop-up shop information. So that was Shawnita Nicole did a class on pop-up shops. Thought it was very, very good. She's always an amazing speaker and an amazing inspiration, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like a pop-up shop is a really fun idea. And it kind of makes me want to be like, where could I have a pop-up shop instead of just a craft fair? It just, I don't know, it sounds super fun.
Yeah, surprise pop-up shop.
Surprise!
We need to make those. There are those book things on wheels where they take a van and they make it, like the inside is books, but you can make it crafts instead.
I'm telling you, I saw the cutest tiny, it was like, it's probably from Europe, this little Subaru van. It was so cute. I can't even remember what it's called. I loved it. And I told my husband, I was like, all I want to do is paint that thing pink and sell crafts out of the back. And I was like, I just want to drive around selling crafts out of the back of this little pink Subaru.
It'd be like a food truck. Instead of a food truck, it's a craft truck. You just ride around and sell crafts.
That sounds like the best idea ever. Let's see.
And someone said displays and signage was good. I think it was Sarah Clark that did displays and signage. So, and always a really good thing to think about, especially for craft fairs, is all of your displays and signage.
Let's see.
I feel like we're getting mixed reviews on like broad camp versus wider camp. I agree with you. Probably it's just appeals to fewer people with the niche kind of topic, but the broader camps, probably people are like, oh, that's too broad. So
I know we're trying to throw some different things at the wall, see what sticks.
Would a craft truck be legal?
I feel like it would be similar to a food truck where you would get permission or, even a permit to park somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think you could just like park in front of a business and sell crafts out the back. I think you would probably have to do some legwork to figure out, do you have permission from, the company you're in front of or the restaurant you're in front of or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
now I'm going to go buy myself a pink Subaru and I'll let you guys know.
It'd be fun to, like partner with someone like a brewery or something and say, can I do crafts in the front? And like they come out and they make something, but you're also selling something. So it'd be like super cute to partner with.
I mean, I make all book
A
themed
winery.
crafts, right? So I'm like, put it in front of the library, put it in front of a
Yes.
bookstore. These are my people.
And it was someone's first camp. It's amazing. So
Yay.
welcome. Yes.
I always like seeing first-time people because this is I keep saying, I think it's our 6th camp.
I feel like that's right.
Yeah, I think we're at 6. Yeah, I think we're at 6. This is number 6. So it's always fun when we find new people. So welcome. Oh, I do like this idea of having like a more general first day and then maybe some more focused classes on days 2 and 3.
That's a good idea. Very good. That was Lizzie. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea. That kind of combos the 2 ideas a little bit. And then someone said they enjoyed the session on gifts to make for family or sales. And there was a couple different ones. I think like Creative Fabrica did something similar to that. Glowforge did something similar to that. We talked about
Jen might have covered it.
Ideas today. So that was one. Oh, yeah. And someone liked all our vinyl ideas. Thank you.
Thank you.
When we put our heads together, we can come up with tons of ideas.
It's so funny because we have our things, we make our little list, and then we get together and we're like, oh, and this, and this, and this. And then we become crazy people.
If there's one thing I'm good at is coming up with ideas, because I have really too many ideas that I would like to put on my YouTube channel that I have time to actually do. So I probably need a clone at some point. So if you need ideas, I am that person.
Yes. If I could figure out how to make a clone using one of my mini crafting machines, that would be great.
Yeah. And I do feel like Beth said there's lots of people go to craft fairs, but there's not a ton of information out there about like doing them. And we totally agree. Like that's one question we get, because that's a typical way to start making money with your crafts, right? Like you want to start selling your crafts and you're like, well, I'll just do this craft fair. And then it's like, how much do I take? What do I do? How do I sell these things?
Yeah, there's a lot of logistics involved that you just, you're like, I'm going to sell my crafts at this craft fair. And then you realize just how much you're getting yourself into with what does your display look like? What does your signage look like? How much do you need to bring? Do you bring change? What is your tent? All of these different things that you wouldn't necessarily, when you first are like, I'm going to do a craft fair, you may think of. And then all of a sudden you're like, panicking because you're like, oh, I thought I had 3 boxes of stuff, but I actually have 8 boxes of stuff to take over there, or whatever it is. It ends up being a bigger thing than I think a lot of people think it is.
Yeah, and I like the legal side of it. We always film that video because no one thinks about that. You think about the fun portion. Crafting's fun, and I'm going to sell my crafts, and it's going to be fun. And then it's like, oh, but it's a business too. Darn it.
And I think Angie and I are also just like, we want to make sure you're doing it right. We don't want, you to have any problems. So,
yeah.
What else did you guys like? I am so excited about this camp. I feel like I was very excited because I've started doing more craft fairs and I'm like, ooh, I've got so much to learn.
So when is your next craft fair?
My next craft fair is on November 2nd. I've got 2. So here's my thing. I'm doing 2 different craft fairs in a weekend because I'm a crazy person. So the first one is about 30 minutes south of here. It's at a high school and it's a widely publicized event. So TV, radio, it's in 4 buildings at a high school. So it's a big, big event. And so I have to bring stuff for that. And then the next day is our county libraries festival. And because I make book themed crafts, they invited me to sell my crafts. So there's not actually going to be a lot of other vendors. There's going to be authors and editors and, all sorts of people, but not as many like crafters. And so I have to figure out how much do I make for this weekend, which is like one of the hardest things I've come across. I'm like, I want to make sure I set enough aside, but I also don't want to make so much that I'm like drowning in it. So it'll be I'll probably end up doing a video about it and about the planning on my YouTube channel because who knows? I mean, I could totally over prepare, which is probably going to happen, or I could just not even expect what I'm actually going to sell and run out or something.
It's either one or the other, though.
Nowhere in the middle. It will not be in the middle.
And someone said they loved your square and SKUs information. And I saw some really great feedback on that one in the Facebook group as well.
Yeah. I feel like it's really helpful. And I think that one of the things we don't think about a lot as crafters is data. And the more data we have to make better business decisions is really helpful. So if you have your SKUs and you know exactly what's sold and what hasn't, you can make decisions on what to make going forward without just sort of winging it.
That'd be really helpful if you do a repeat craft fair as well. Because like you're going to remember in a year what you sold at that high school. You're not.
No.
But if you have your information, you will absolutely remember how much you sold and what sold well.
Yeah.
And then Courtney Brickner's class, again, got great feedback. So she did one on product photography. She always has great ideas for backdrops, for like just using your phone, which I super appreciate. Because I feel like people need to start somewhere. And like, let's face it, a really good camera is probably in your pocket all the time.
It's probably a better camera than you might even buy as a camera, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, they're so good now. Oh, and someone said they learned a lot watching the few videos you've made on YouTube, and I love that feedback.
Thank you very much. I've been actually having fun on my little small business Saturday series. So if you are like, I need more, you can go over and on my YouTube channel, I've been talking a little bit about the little business that I started. And then I talked about finding a niche, which I think was one of the reasons I've had some success. And then today I put up a video about naming your business, which is a question we get a lot. And we didn't cover it. We haven't covered it in any camp. So I was like, I just got to get a video out there for people who need to come up with a name.
I'm glad you did niche and how to name your business, because I feel like those are two questions. Those are two huge questions we get all the time, and we don't have like something dedicated to either one of those.
Yeah, I feel like they're both really important.
And Melissa asked about your craft fair tablecloths. She says she's obsessed with them. Did you use a drop cloth or something else?
I used muslin, like the cheapest muslin I could find at Joann's. So they're all muslin. I cut them out, and then I color blocked, basically quilted, color blocked pieces at the bottom because I'm extra. Most people are just like, I'm going to buy a tablecloth on Amazon. And I'm like, you know what I should do? I should make all my own tablecloths because I'm a crazy person.
That is the extra coming out. That means you're going to over prepare for the craft fairs. I'm just
absolutely going to over prepare for the craft fairs. Let's see.
And I like this from Dina. She said, I love you guys are so willing to share your expertise on all the things. And Corey and I both believe like a rising tide lifts all ships. We are open books. We will just tell you anything you want to know. So we absolutely are willing to tell you everything.
Let's see. Shelby says, I like how Courtney showed how to make different backdrops because I have nowhere to take nice pictures in my house. And as someone who's had to take pictures of things for a long time now, I can say that was one of the hardest things for me was starting out with photography. There are two things I've cried over the most in my business. And one of them is photography and the other one's doing video. So I feel like both of them it is a learning curve, but with Courtney's tips, it really can get a lot easier.
Yeah. And I will tell you right now that most of the backdrops I use are poster board.
Yeah. Mine are mostly foam core.
A foam core poster board. I just pick up cute colors. That's it.
It's so much easier. I feel like there used to be so many cute colors of foam core and I can't find them anymore. So I've been reusing the same beat up teal and pink and yellow foam core. And then in my editing software, I'm like cloning out 1,000 scratches and things.
What I have been doing is like taking the cutest, I can find poster board in the colors I need. And I attach that with like adhesive on the back. I attach it to my foam board. So that way it'll stand up.
New tip.
Yes.
Do that because I have some paper that's constantly falling down, like taping it to the wall.
Yeah, because I have the same problem. I feel like the foam core market is like, they're like, oh, people don't need pink. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Foam core maker people.
And someone said they needed the info on stopping traffic at craft fairs. And yes, was that John that taught that one? That was you. Awesome.
John's were really good though too. He had one about craft fair etiquette, which I feel like is so good because there are a range of personalities that sell crafts, right? But a lot of us tend to be introverts. And so I think being able to just have the right etiquette is a good thing. And then he also talked about making your booth, something about your booth holiday.
Seasonal setups. And it was like making your booth holiday.
Yeah.
And someone just said they wish they could have afforded the all access pass and let's just give away an all access pass during this. So
Let's do it.
if you are joining us live, you can win an all access pass. And let's just do like any comment counts on the live. So if you're joining us live chat, any comments, tell us where you're from, tell us what you liked about camp, tell us what you wish you could watch because you didn't get to watch it because you have the free pass.
This was my favorite tip that I gave people was I want to have in my booth like dog treats or a dog dish or something and say, hey, can I pet your dog? And that's a way to get people in your booth. And I get to pet a dog, which is my favorite thing. So
I saw several people mention that and I was like, hadn't watched your video and I was like, dog pet. Okay.
I mean, honestly, it just says like, please come in. I want to pet your dog. That's basically all the sign you need. And then you get people to come into your booth because you want to pet their dog.
And I'm so glad you liked Doris liked the Glowforge session and like didn't even know what it could do. So I'm so glad you liked that. I feel like that was a really good session on just like different things you could make with the Glowforge, and 100% it can make wood embellishments all different.
Absolutely.
Like that's what the Glowforge shines. I feel like.
That said, thank you so much for bringing John on board. He's a great resource. I feel like he's the first guy we've ever had at our events. And I was so excited because his YouTube channel is called How to Craft Fair. So if you need more information, John's channel is probably where you want to start. He is amazing. And we were like, would you like to teach a class? And he was like, no, I'd like to teach 2 classes. And we were like, please do. So it was really great to have him on board this time.
Yeah, we loved having him. It was really great. So hopefully he will be back for even more things that we do.
Let's see.
Again, the pop-up shop information, which is amazing. That was Shanita. I feel like her classes are always good. So you just can't miss.
Helpful. You should subscribe to her YouTube channel as well. She's so great. Let's see. Oh my gosh, now the comments are coming fast.
Yes. Like, well, we just need to give away all access pass. Now we have to keep up.
Elaine got a lot out of the social media marketing session. That was
Jessica Hill. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was good.
Yep. I feel like everybody's been so nice. Oh, I like this. Somebody went to an oddities and vintage market to research like her own craft booth setup. I feel like you could go to a craft fair, but go to other places where they're selling stuff and just see what you can find.
I feel like, and I also feel like I go to a lot of vintage markets because I like that type of style for my home. And I feel like a lot of times I see craft vendors within the vintage market as well. So it's like people that make rustic type of things within the vintage marketplace.
Yeah, like home decor signs or stuff with mason jars. A lot of people like that Glowforge video.
That's awesome. So everyone's like talking about how they want to Glowforge so bad. So be sure to enter all the giveaways. So even if you have the free pass, the giveaways go to 9 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. So if you have not entered all the giveaways within the camp, be sure to enter those before in the morning. If you have the free pass, all access pass has a few more days just because like you might not be online right now. But yeah, be sure to get your entries in. So possibly you could win a Glowforge.
And Melissa's in Florida. So for all of you in Florida and anywhere else affected by the weather, we are just sending out all of our biggest love and hugs and support because this has been a crazy couple weeks for you guys. And yeah, it's just not great. No. So we're glad for those of you who've been able to make it. Christina says she hasn't done a craft fair before because she's too nervous that she doesn't know what permits or licenses. And my advice there would be to figure it out. Like, I think there's like, we have these sort of limiting beliefs of like, I'm not gonna be able to figure this out. But Angie and I have to figure out stuff all the time. And honestly, like 99% of it's so much easier. We always joke like, it took us until this year, both of us, to get a reseller license, right? Which is something that you may want to have if you want to buy supplies without having to pay tax on them because they're going into your products. And we both we dragged our feet and it was like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then it took us each like 20 minutes and it was free and quickly approved.
Yeah. And I would say like what I think I would do is the organizer of the craft fair, they probably have like an email address or whatever. And I would probably email them like, what licenses and permits would I need to do your craft fair, and then apply for them.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do. They're probably very used to answering that question.
Absolutely. They may even have it on their website or anything like that. It might be in the application. I know they're like, I was going to apply for a big craft fair around here, probably the biggest one we have. I decided not to after all, just because it's too close to the holidays. And for me, I'm like, I need to take a step back because I am also running this full-time business. But they said like, you have to have this amount of insurance. It needs to cover you for these dates, all of these things. So that was very helpful that they.
And Janet learned email is so important. And we are so glad you learned that, Janet, that we are very passionate about email.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments.
A holiday pop-up shop at a local mall sounds amazing. Since malls are struggling, like it sounds amazing.
I think Glowforge ships to Canada, but I think it's really expensive.
I am not sure. I thought they did, but I'm not sure.
I think they did because Crystal Allen got a Glowforge.
Okay. And Karina, her class was amazing. I see someone talking about Karina's class. It was really good.
Oh gosh, Tonya, you fell and broke your femur. That's not an easy bone to break. I'm so sorry.
Ellie Mae's class, another good one. We love having her back every time.
Yeah. I'm trying to now get her make a banner. Like a banner to put on your craft fair. I can't see what your name is here. Floritopia. Like a banner to put on your craft fair booth or a different kind of banner? I'm just curious. Yeah. I think I might do a video on making a big banner for your craft booth.
Yeah, because I have a banner video, but they're small. So probably need a big.
I think I'm going to do a couple different options.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next camp, can you do a presentation about shipping processes? So shipping is something that we didn't talk about this last camp, but maybe the camp before that. Tisa did a class on it, but we are having Tisa on our podcast in 2 weeks. Tisa Jackson from This Is Tisa, and we are going to be talking about shipping. So if you are interested in learning about more about shipping, listen to our podcast in 2 weeks. You can sign up at
craftingforprofitlive.com.
craftingforprofitlive.com. You can sign up to get our emails. And we'll be talking about shipping, but I do feel like shipping is a huge topic. And so I don't know, I might do some of my own content around that because it's a lot.
Yeah. And I feel like on that topic, we struggle with fitting like every single thing into a camp every single time. Like we struggle with it. We have to find a speaker for each individual item.
We don't want it to be too repetitive. I don't know.
Yeah, so we struggle with that, but we do try to cover regular things on the podcast throughout the year. So it's sort of your reminder to like keep going with your business, hopefully be inspirational plus informational on different things. Maybe we didn't get into this last camp. So again, like shipping is coming up in a couple weeks. So definitely if you want to continue on your business journey, craftingforprofitlive.com, sign up for our email. You'll get reminders about the podcast and like what we're covering, and like be sure that you can tune in. You can watch us live. You can, your favorite podcast network has us. Just you can do it all kinds of places.
Oh, many places
in the car, wherever.
And then Melissa asks, like, are any tips for writing a newsletter or where to go for info? Because it can be kind of overwhelming to write your email newsletter. So I've got a couple tips. One, again, just send it. Like just whatever you do, don't overthink it. 2, maybe sign up for other people's email lists, figure out what you like that they're doing. Don't copy, but switch it around to be for yourself. And then 3, you can always use something like AI. ChatGPT. I mean, I know there are ethical implications and whether or not you want to use it is totally fine, but you could say like, here's my crappy sentence. Can you help me write this in a way that is engaging and fun for my email audience? And a lot of times it'll spit out something that you can then edit to fit your email. I
feel like using it to be like, I run a craft fair business that sells book crafts. Give me 10 ideas for newsletters I could send. And it's very good at brainstorming things. Yeah. And it just gives you topics, and then you could write the information yourself. And then another good thing is like occasionally you can kind of get personal with your email. So tell a little bit about you, your brand story, like how you got started, things you're passionate about, any like causes you're passionate about. You could like work those in occasionally into your emails as well and get a little bit more personal.
Yeah. And you can always include, sorry guys, my throat's getting really dry. You can also include educational content. So it could be even like, top things you didn't know about metal tumblers, right? And you're like, they cannot go in the dishwasher, or they can, whatever it is. And it could just be sort of educational content around your products as well as selling your products.
All right, should we go over some of the things that are in the All Access Pass?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So if you joined us with the free pass, your access ends at 9 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. And to get the All Access Pass, you do need, and the price goes up on it tomorrow as well. So right now it's $39. So you do need to get it at the lowest price before midnight tomorrow night, midnight Eastern time tomorrow night. And what does that get you? So it gets you access to all 3 days of content for at least a year. And then we have bonuses. Do we want to go through the bonuses?
Sure. Let me get to that part of the page. All right. So you start because they're your things.
Oh, yeah. The very first 2 things are mine. So I have 2 new ebooks that are coming out, and right now they are not for sale anywhere. They are exclusively for people that have signed up for this camp and have the All Access Pass, and you get them with your pass. The first one is a ebook all about marketing your handmade business. And the second one is an ebook, like it is a craft fair beginner's guide. So I was trying with that ebook basically help you through your first craft fair and things to think about. So those 2 ebooks free with the All Access Pass.
And then we have 10 smart marketing strategies to attract buyers. And that's from Karina Gardner. It's basically kind of what she went through in her video, but in a little bit more in depth, just so that you can have that to refer to. It's very helpful.
And then Shelly has her craft show marketing kit. If you took Shelly's class within camp, you'll know she is very, very good at marketing. And this includes a video, worksheets, tons of different things. Definitely well worth it. And that one alone is a $47 value, and you only pay $39 for the pass. So it's pretty good.
And then we have Shanita Nicole. She has her pop-up checklist, and you're like, oh, a checklist. But no, this is like 3 pages of checklist, which I feel like when you're like, you get a good checklist and you're like, fine, that's great. But then you get a checklist that's 3 pages long and you're like, she spent some time on it, and you're not going to miss anything.
And then Courtney has her Crafty Cheats ebook. My absolute favorite thing about the ebook is that you have like a page and it's all the HTVs like by brand, time, and temperature. And it's amazing to just keep for all those different brands of HTV.
And then we have a business add-on template files from Ellie Mae. And basically you can print these, you could sublimate them. They're basically like little thank you tags that you can use within your business.
And then you all love John's classes within the camp, and he has his craft fair checklist. So this is John's checklist of things to take to a craft fair.
Amazing. And then we have Jamila Payne's Craft and Handmade Business Planner. This thing has like a bajillion pages of all the things you may want to think about when you are planning out your business. And it's really helpful.
And then we talked about Jessica Hill's class a little bit about her marketing tips, and she has 10 graphics for Canva that you can kind of use to start. Now, personally, I use Canva for all of my stuff, and templates are the only way I do it. So I start with a template and kind of drop in my own colors and maybe change the font up. But templates are 100% the way to go, and you get 10 free ones.
And then we have a 2025 content calendar planner from Nancy Joy. If you are already thinking ahead to 2025, which honestly, we probably all should be at this point, even though it's scary to think that far ahead, and you want to plan out a whole bunch of content for 2025, she has a way to do that.
And then the next one's yours, I think.
Oh, that's right. And then if you are just getting started on your creative small business craft fair, I have a checklist that is basically everything you need to know. There's a whole bunch of legal stuff on there. There is, I can't remember what else I have on here, like stuff for your operations, all sorts of stuff that you just should think about. It's not necessarily like I have to do all of these things, but it's definitely gets you thinking about things you may not think about.
And then Creative Fabrica is giving their Romance Storm font. And we put the link to the All Access page, sales page, little QR code in the corner. And then we have the URL running across the screen. Take a look at the font. Cute, super cute retro font, like super cute for all kinds of projects.
So those are our All Access Pass bonuses. They're valued at $775. And you get them for $39 plus camp. You get camp and all the bonuses, which is just awesome. So somebody said, can you post a link for this? The link is running at the bottom of the screen, as well as the QR code, which you could, I never point in the right direction, which you can scan in the corner of like up above Angie's head. So you can get either one there.
And then I did want to say the All Access Pass also comes with transcripts for every class. So if I feel like I'm a fan of this, but so basically is just a transcript of everything that's said in the video. And I find it really helpful to print those. And it's sort of like the note taking thing. So I can kind of jot in the margins. So I find it personally helpful. I know a lot of other people do as well. And those are only with the All Access Pass.
And those are fully edited, meaning that we have taken out all of our speakers' ums and ahs and hms and, and things like that. So they are more than just copy paste the captions. They have been edited so that they are more useful to you. And then if you do sign up for the All Access Pass, that gives you access for a full year, at least a full year. So the reason we don't do lifetime, and I say this in all of our videos, is because first of all, one, we don't know whose lifetime, mine, Angie's, the courses. We don't necessarily want to make promises we can't keep. Two, it lights a fire under you, right? So if you have things that are lifetime access, they're probably just still sitting there with lifetime access because you know you can access them at any time. But if you're like, I have to get this done within a year, it lights a fire under you and you actually get things done. And then I feel like there's another reason I always say, but my brain is actually made of oatmeal right now from camp.
It's on weekend mode, actually.
It is on end of camp weekend mode. Which is basically mashed potatoes.
Which means tomorrow we will do nothing.
We were both talking about how we're like, oh man, we had to like actually like do our hair and put on makeup today for this live on Saturday. I was like, I'm being extra scrubby tomorrow to make up for it.
I do not look like this on Saturday afternoons. Just saying. So anyway, if you have any questions about the All Access Pass, camp, tell us more things you liked about camp, feel free to leave comments. And in like about 5 minutes or so, we'll give away an All Access Pass. That way, if you need to go and you have Saturday night plans, if you don't look like a troll on Saturdays.
Saturday night plans. I have a Saturday night plan with a glass of wine and a puzzle. Those are my Saturday night plans. All right. I'm trying to see if there was anything else that people have been posting in our Facebook group.
Oh, yes. Like questions, whatever, in the Facebook group. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like several people had the email questions. I feel like we followed that. We did that pretty well. And someone said they only have like 5 email subscribers, and I don't want you to get discouraged. So what I want you to think about is even if you just have 5 people on your email list, you have 5 huge fans. Like those are people that really love what you do. So I want you to think about the email list as the people that are your top fans that really love your stuff and talk to them when you're sending the email. The email list will grow over time. It doesn't matter how small or big it is because those are your top fans. Those are the people that are really invested in you and hopefully want to make repeat purchases.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm going to say this. So if you go back and you watch the video on my YouTube channel about me starting my business, which was like 3 weeks ago, I talk about how all Angie and I do is harp on the email list. And guess what? I don't have an email list. I'm like, and I was like, this is embarrassing to admit. But I'm right in the boat with you. I mean, I have on my Hey, Let's Make Stuff list, 150,000 people, right? Because I've been working on it for 10 years. This little list, I'm like, oh yeah, it's really hard to start something from scratch. And I'm kind of getting the like feeling of like, oh, okay. So I need to work on it as well. It's definitely not nearly as easy as when you have 10 years of history that you're working from.
And so Felicia, this All Access Pass just includes the holiday videos. We do have another All Access Pass for the camp that was in January, and we have extended it through October of next year. So if you purchase that All Access Pass, you will get all the way through October of next year. So we do have 2 of those for sale.
Yep.
And then tons of people saying like, when is your next camp? Or are you planning on doing this again? The answer is yes, we're planning on doing this again. And the next camp is a surprise camp.
Surprise camp. It's going to be most likely in March. So we normally have had Crafting for Profit camp in January, but we are moving it to we're moving it to this time next year, just because we feel like January was fine, but we really want to be able to get people ready for the holidays better. So next year will be a basic all-encompassing camp for Crafting for Profit camp, but we'll probably have some holiday stuff within it. And then we're doing a new camp in March.
Yeah.
Very excited about.
It's a secret topic. So if you attend a camp, you will get notified of it. So if you have your ticket to this camp, we will notify you of our next camp, our surprise topic. So when we're ready to reveal that, you will absolutely find out.
We're very excited about it. We are hoping also that this camp will branch beyond, like Angie and I are machine crafters, right? We Glowforge, printers, Cricuts, heat presses. We just like love everything that plugs in, but that kind of narrows our audience quite a bit. So we're hoping that our next camp can actually branch out into other types of crafts. So if you crochet or knit, if you make candles, if whatever you do, you should be able to find things that you, and this is like for people who sell stuff or just for fun. It should be helpful to a wider range of crafters.
And then someone said they have no idea how to get an email list started. We do recommend it was ConvertKit and now it's just called Kit. However, I think you can still search ConvertKit and find it. So they're free up to like 10,000 subscribers. That you're a little limited, but as a beginning list, it's free.
Really good.
You can start collecting those emails with one of their forms, and you can make a little form, and it's just like its own little landing page within Kit now. And start collecting those emails and sending them out through it. It's very easy to move an email list. So starting with something that is free like that is very easy to do. And then you can kind of just like move it around once you decide like, I want these features or something like that once your business grows. But I would start with something free for now.
Yeah, definitely no need to pay for an email list, especially now that Kit has their 1,000 free thing, or 10,000 free. That is a big email list for a crafter, like who's just selling their, tumblers at a craft fair or whatever. That's a huge list. So getting to the point where you're going to need to pay for a list is way in the future, and that's totally fine.
Yes, January is everyone's time to breathe. Melissa said that's my time to breathe for 5 minutes. We felt like having it right after the holidays. It was like people were like, I'm just like, I've been so overwhelmed for months, and now I just want to breathe. I don't want to think about this craft business. So we just need to feel like move it.
And then so we're moving that to March. We have our sublimation plus DTF camp. We're moving that to sometime in July. We have a date. I don't remember what it was. So instead of in May, we're moving it to July so that it's not so close to the other camp. And then we'll have crafting for profit again in the fall.
And everyone's talking about crochet and sewing, and we hope that this camp encompasses everything. So
yeah, it's about one specific thing about all the things.
Yeah.
That's my hint for you.
And so we went to a trade show, it was a printing trade show, but there were tons of embroidery people there. And I told Corey not to let me stop at any of the booths because I don't need another craft.
I want an embroidery machine so bad, guys. Where am I going to put it? I can't. This room is packed full of machines. There's just no. But do I want one? Yes, I do.
Yeah. I was like, don't let me stop. Don't let me do it.
My boys were like, maybe we could put a third story on the garage, because I'm like, the garage is below me. I'm in this room, and they were like, we could just build another story up there. And I was like, I don't know if the HOA is going to love that, kiddo, but I like your thinking.
And the email list is ConvertKit. You should be able to get it. They're rebranding to Kit, and I think it's just like kit.com.
KIT.com, I think is what it is.
It's just KIT.com.
Yeah.
I still type ConvertKit because I'm so used to it, but I think it's KIT.com.
Yeah.
So super easy. Okay, so should we scroll around and find a...
Yeah, you want to pick a winner?
Okay, I'm going to pick a winner for the All Access Pass. So if you already have one, we will refund you. If you don't have one, we will get you hooked up. And the winner is Sabrina Dowtree. I'm not sure. I'm going to put her comment. That's the comment that won. So Sabrina, if you will email help@craftingforprofitcamp.com, just say, I won the All Access Pass during the live. They will hook you up with an All Access Pass or refund your All Access Pass if you have already purchased one. And now you have an All Access Pass.
Yay! All right.
Oh, Crystal is here with a link to
Crystal. We weren't sure. We were like, she's having a weekend. We like our people to have an actual weekend.
We were over here picking our own winner because we didn't think you were going to make it.
So does anybody have any more questions, any more comments? And
yes. Any more questions, comments? And if you did not win this All Access Pass right here, so if you are not Sabrina, there is a giveaway within camp for 10 more All Access Passes. It is open for free pass holders until 9 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. So if you have not enter that. You have 10 more chances to win. So tons of chances to win here. And hopefully we get everyone All Access Pass that we can possibly can.
Michael asked
Um,
if we do one-on-one live videos. We don't. Neither of us do. Both of us have X-Tool S1 videos though. So maybe start there and see if that helps. We just don't
yeah,
have enough time in the day.
but
Sorry.
happy to answer. I would say, Michael, happy to answer like any questions. Any
Yeah.
questions leave on my YouTube video, I answer them as soon as I can. Like, yeah, I do take weekends. But I do answer them and we'll definitely get back with you in email as well. Like someone will get back with you.
Flawless asked, do either of you have a fabric printer? I do not. That'd be great. Yes.
No, but that would fall under the DTG prints. And I would say maybe
Maybe that could be coming.
maybe in 2025.
I feel Angie and Heather, it's so many things that I've said. I'm like, I don't need that. And do I own that now? Yes, I do. Because
That
I
was
feel
one
like,
of the things I was like, I don't think I'll ever be able to fit it in my craft room. And there's some new products coming out, and I think I'm going to be able to fit it in my craft room.
yeah,
So
being at Printing United was really interesting and helpful. And I think they're starting to realize that the space for at-home crafters and at-home crafter small businesses is much bigger than they realized. And they've been making, let's just take Epson for an example, right? They've been making these industrial size machines for print shops and all of these other things. And we're like, hey, we want to do the same thing. Can you make that smaller? And they're like, nobody wants that. And we're like, yes, we do.
we
So
do.
hopefully we'll be getting a,
Yeah. So we tried to talk about to all the people about what crafters want, not what, a huge business that is selling thousands of things each day wants. What does the small crafter want? The beginning business owner, like what do they want? And like getting some of those things more accessible for all of us.
yeah.
And someone asked about what is your Corey, just curious, what is your
I don't actually
irresistible
have one for my current craft fair. I'm sure I'm going to come up with something. When I was writing all of my ideas, it was like, these are things that I haven't even done yet. I mean, most of them I have done, but I do feel like just getting people into the craft fair. I think been thinking more too about a loss leader. So, grocery stores do this. The chickens at Costco are a loss leader, right? They actually don't make money on those chickens at Costco, the rotisserie chickens, but they get people in the door. So I'm looking at having some basically, this is dumb cheap items. My craft fair, it might be stickers, just something very small, but makes it a really easy buy and gets people to come into my booth. So that's kind of what I've been marinating on the last few days.
And Michael asked about engraving darker with the S1. So first of all, I don't know if you have a laser engraving settings video. I have one on like how to find laser settings. But I would also say with the S1, possibly look at adding an air assist is another thing I was thinking.
You can
If you
also
do have-
slow down the speed.
yeah.
If you're upping the power, slow down the speed. And it also depends on what you're engraving. So if it's something that a diode laser doesn't love, that can be a problem as well.
True.
Missy asked if we could do Cricut tutorials during camp. We both have so many Cricut tutorials on our YouTube channels. So check those out and we'll think about the future for camp. Oh, a $5 grab box is a great idea. Love that idea, Julia, at a craft fair. Like
Yes.
mystery boxes are another thing that are really, really fun. I like a little build-a-bundle, but a mystery box where you're just like, especially if you have stuff that's not selling and you're like, okay, I'm gonna just make a little mystery bundle. It's $10, $5, whatever. And you get, 6 items or something in there or whatever. I love that
Yeah,
idea.
so we went to yesterday I went to like it's a community yard sale type thing, but craft fair people set up there. So craft fair vendors were within there. And one of the ladies had like it was soaps and lip balm and different things, but she had like already little gift boxes. They were the cutest little boxes, and it already had the gift like assembled for you. It was so cute. And I feel like it was one of those irresistible offers. Like it was a good price and like good value. And then you could just pick it up and gift it to someone.
So easy. Somebody also suggests having a prize wheel on your checkout station. Always good. I actually wanted to have one, but I couldn't find one that matched my aesthetic enough. I was like, I don't have time to like paint this thing. So it's on my list to get.
I am a sucker for a prize wheel. I've said it before. Anything I can spin and it clicks, I'm a sucker. I'm like in the booth.
It's like that tactile,
Yes.
right? Love it.
I just need that.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, getting good ideas from our people. I love this.
Yes.
Happy.
Bring on the ideas.
All right, friends. Well, I'm excited to go not be 100% camping for the first time in like a very long time. These take a lot of planning and logistics and everything for us. So once we get to camp itself, it's actually really easy. We do our lives, we chat in the Facebook group, but everything's ready to go by now. So it's just, it's like a big sigh of relief when we get to the end. We're like, okay, we did it.
Yeah, it's the lead up. It's 100% worth it. And I've said it before, like these are very motivational and inspirational as well. So like I'll be tired tomorrow, but then like Monday I'll be like kind of inspired to like do what I do just by interacting with all of you, I feel like.
Yeah, it's been real. I mean, I love all of the interaction that we get, especially on these videos and the Facebook group. Just, it's really inspiring to see people taking what they've learned and putting it out in the world.
Yeah.
Ooh, brother has a fabric printer. I have to get one of those.
Don't tell me that.
Don't tell me that.
I'm telling you, I have to like walk by all the printers. No printers.
I'm getting a printer that I'm really excited to tell everybody about in December. So that it's not a fabric printer. It's a different type of printer, but it's also a big mamma jamma kind of thing. And I'm like, I need to find where I'm going to put that.
I cannot wait until you get that one. Like that's going to be really exciting. And that's something I'm not going to get, or I hope I'm not going to get. So
never say never.
For you.
Somebody said a lot of cognitive energy needed. That is exactly it. And
yes.
We are both going to sleep very well. Ooh, so somebody just said the wheel reminds of The Price is Right. You know what I really want to do now is create like a giant Plinko.
Yes.
Like that has like they can put their little disc down and it like they can get different discounts or free stuff at the bottom when they drop it.
I think you can make it on your. I mean, you can make that on your Glowforge.
I make out like a mini one on my Glowforge.
Yeah. Mini Plinko.
Mini Plinko. Oh.
And then you set yourself apart like, from all this wheel spins.
This makes me really excited for somebody who, would stay home and watch Price is Right when I was sick from school. And whenever Plinko came on, I was like, the best game. Oh, sorry. Somebody's calling me.
Someone's calling.
Go away.
And I'm so glad to see, like some other people said that camps are motivational for them. And I'm so glad to see that. And that's the reason we started the podcast is because we wanted you to be motivated all year for your small business, because we didn't want it just to be like this burst of motivation around camp time and then it just sort of trail off and you not do anything for a year and then you're super motivated at camp time. So that's the reason we made the podcast. So if you're not listening, please join us. And we hope that every other week that you tune in and it sort of keeps your inspiration and motivation level going all year long so that your business grows.
Yeah. We just want to make sure that that you're not letting stuff sit, because it's so easy to be like, I'm going to do it all and then get overwhelmed. But it's like, okay, the podcast should help you be like, okay, this week, these 2 weeks I can concentrate on shipping or whatever it is. Somebody's hair salon has a Plinko that they put products and services on sale. I'm going to seriously, I do not have the time to build a Plinko, but am I going to do it? Absolutely. I'm going to do it.
I feel like you need a video on how to make a Plinko.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How to build a Plinko machine. I'm really excited about it. Plinko, I'm coming over to your house. I feel like it has to be like a tabletop Plinko because I only have so much space in my booth.
But it will be at our craft fair booth. So you can come to the craft fair. And you can play Corey's Plinko.
Plinko. Oh my gosh. How am I going to build a Plinko machine? I'm going to figure it out.
You just have to go to Almost Canada to get there.
Yes, you just have to come to Almost Canada. I live in Almost Canada.
Oh gosh, deciding between the Brother sublimation printer or the Brother fabric printer. I am not sure since I have not tried the Brother.
Yeah, I don't know about the fabric printer, but I do feel like you could probably you can do smaller printed fabric with a sublimation printer as long as it's, you can basically sublimate a design onto some fabric. But
yeah. So the podcast, I will put it in the thing. It's Crafting for Profit Live. You can look it up on your favorite podcasting platform or craftingforprofitlive.com. You can sign up for our email and get email reminders about podcast episodes.
Yeah, we love to chat. They're really they're pretty casual sessions of us yapping about something. The one coming up next is Tisa talking about shipping and also making the presentation of your products look good so that when somebody has an experience when they open up your box.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And feel like people are saying they learned a lot, and we are so happy. That's like our goal for every camp, regardless of the topic, is that the people that are interested in the topic and do join us learn a ton during the camp. So we are so glad that people learn something, and hopefully we'll make more money for the holidays or at craft fairs or holiday markets this season.
Yeah. All right, friends, I think we might be getting to the end of this campfire. Thank you so much for joining us for camp. I don't know, we put so much love and time and energy and everything into planning these, and we want them to be good. So your feedback telling us that we've done good is like, dopamine for the soul. So thank you. And I'm really excited for our next camp.
Yeah, and free or all access pass holders, keep an eye on your email. Like sometime next week, we'll send out like a little survey. You can also drop like your feedback into there, where you don't have to give us your name. If you don't want to give us your name for feedback, it's fine. And usually we do an all access pass giveaway for those as well. So we hopefully give you all the chances to win all access pass, and that'll be one more way.
And then also, if you do have constructive criticism for us, we do want to hear that, because we want to make these as good as possible. So if there's something that was frustrating or you had a difficult time with or you didn't like, please let us know. We want to be able to make the positive changes for next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And get that all access pass if you're at all interested before midnight tomorrow night, because it goes up $20, which is pretty significant. So it's $39 right now. So get it before tomorrow night at midnight Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Yes. All right. So thank you all so much. And we will see you at the next camp, hopefully. And of course, in the Facebook group, if you're in there.
And on the podcast. All the places.
Yes. And on the podcast.